So this week the challenge is to create an extension for the boat shed. I don't know if you can see it, but the boat is sticking out of the shed around 2 meters. And the problem with that is that right now we're going to start welding the cockpit, and in order to weld the cockpit we need a shade from the wind and a shade from the rain. Here in Belgium it's either raining or there is wind. Right now there is some wind, and even though you might think that's not too much wind, when you do TIG welding or MIG welding, the gas is really important to keep the weld clean, to keep the weld protected, because it takes the oxygen out of the weld, and if there is oxygen you might get porosity on the weld and you might get really bad welds and welds that are gonna fail. So it's really important to not have any wind. We decide let's try to make actually an extension of the shed in a way that we can disassemble once we finish the boat really easily. The idea is to use some metal structure, like they have some metal shelves that we can use from the factory, from Robland. Just so you understand, this is really similar to this structure. By the way, this is our aluminum storage, so all the aluminum to finish the boat is here except pipes and bars. So we're gonna assemble 2 of those in a way that is gonna become a big extension of the shed. This boat is really beamy and we need at least 5 meters around, and if we connect 2 beams together we're gonna create 5.4 meters, and that's what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna start connecting beams so we are ready to disassemble tomorrow. This is what I'm gonna do. So at first I thought I was just gonna bolt together 2 beams, because I strongly believe that this is enough to hold them together this way. I can move this one and it holds together really well. But there is one problem, that as we are bolting in just one of the sides, it bends this way, not this way. So in order to avoid that, that's why I just bolt this back plate, and in this way it avoids this movement. As soon as we put all together, I'm also gonna lock in place with some wood to be able to have a structure for the roof. So it will make sense then. It will be fine, I guess. I hope. Let's get started. Question of the day is, how did I survive 41 years without a forklift? This machine is just amazing. The amount of weight that I just transfer from one side to the other now in, like, I don't know, half an hour, maybe an hour, it's unbelievable. If I needed to do everything by hand, I would be in trouble. Now is the time for the truth. I decided to do a test with this one, and now let's see if it changes anything having the bracket in the middle, the reinforcement in the middle. I might be able to put side by side on the video and see the comparison. It's a lot more stable. I'm gonna just do all the rest. You don't need to see me drilling 1000 holes. We can skip this part and go straight to tomorrow when we start assembling this. See you tomorrow. Good morning. Last night was a lot more work than I expected. I stopped working at 10 p.m. but I got things done. So every single beam is reinforced, and better than that, I did every single one on both sides, so it's really strong. And I don't know if you can see, but if I raise now, it just moves as one. There is a tiny little bit of flexibility, but remember the beam is not going to be sitting on this direction. This is just for the beam not to move once it's sitting down. And I'm going to lock with, it's going to make sense, I'm going to lock with wood. It's not even going to have movement, it's just to guarantee, just for safety reasons. But now comes the tricky part. I need to assemble this beast. These are the columns. These are the beams. This is the tool. And the help is going to arrive later once I need. For now, I'm going to try to do by myself. Check out who came to assist me on my job and to see if everything is going right.
Morning.
The boss. Say good morning, guys. Good morning. Just in time for the rain. It's almost there. As you can tell, oh, now the rain's gone. Yeah, the weather here is always like that. Comes a cloud with the wind and rain, and then it's sunny again. Now is the moment of truth. I'm not gonna raise the structure yet, but at least I'm gonna take the supports out and I'm gonna lift a little bit with the forklift to see if something happens, to see if it's gonna move too much, if it's safe, it's not safe. So the first step is to take this one and see how much it bends. I'm not sure if you can see from there. I think you can. Almost nothing. There is a little bit of movement this way, but remember, this is gonna be bolted to the ground with this, and we're gonna have two of those modules bolted to each other, so that means it's gonna be on the ground, it's gonna be at least 8 bolts to the ground. I don't think it's gonna move anyways. And now, let's hope for the best. I'm gonna put the camera down and let me take you with me on this challenge. Wish me luck. To be honest, I think it's possible to raise with one forklift on the center, but we are applying force straight on the weakest link, that is that position right there, in the wrong direction. That's the problem, because if it was on the other way around, the way it's gonna be once it's vertical, it would be fine. But I'm applying literally, imagine that like this is like, I don't know, 100 knots wind. That's the force I'm applying there, because I'm applying literally on the center of the beam sideways. So I think it's gonna be safe if we have two forklifts, one in each side raising by the column. But for that, I need to call Bart. Yeah, I'm during the next years, you're gonna see Bart a lot. Bart is the guy responsible for the forklifts in the factory, and every time I need something, that's the guy that helps me. He's so nice. By the way, thank you, Bart. You're always so helpful. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. I have bad and good news. Bad news. Bart got hurt yesterday and he's not working this week. And that means I don't have Bart to help me out. And Bart is hurt. I mean, he needs rest. Good news is, of course, I found someone else to help me. So Kurt is coming to help with another forklift, and we're gonna try to lift this thing with two forklifts. I think it's gonna be much easier than with one. thank you. Thank you to Kurt. It's funny how I always use the same. By the way, thanks so much, Kurt. That was awesome. Yeah, Robin, they always help me. Like anytime I need support, they're always here to help, and that's so awesome. I'm really, really thankful for that. And the trick is, you always need to look like you're confident and you know what you're doing. Otherwise, it gets sketchy. Like, how can he help me if I'm afraid of doing it? So I'm like, I'm freaking scared. Like, I'm gonna lift a structure, and it's scary under control, but still, it's something that makes me a little bit nervous to maneuver big things on the forklift. But all good, we did it. Looks awesome. So the next step now is to bolt to the ground, just like that one, and also to bolt one to the other, just to be stronger. If they work together, they need to fall together, and they're not gonna fall together because there's like over 16 bolts to the ground, so there is no way it's gonna fall. Unbelievable the amount of stability that I gain with one bolt, just one bolt, and now the structure is tied together. It doesn't move anymore. I'm just gonna put another one on the top and two on the other side. So now that the main structure is ready, we still have the blue tarp on the boat, and we cannot work on the boat with the tarp. The idea is to cover this entire surface on the sides, on the top, and we can have a proper shed. And for that, I have some help today.
Hello guys.
So Kobe came to help again because it's a tricky job now, because I need to install things on really high, and maybe he can drive the forklift and lift me up, and we can do this stuff together, and we can also film. So let's hope for the best. The idea is to have some metallic roof panels on the side because of the weld, because we're going to weld inside. It's better to have metallic, otherwise we can just put fire on things. And on the top we're going to have a tarp, like a transparent tarp, and the reason for that is because I want to have more light inside, and with a metallic roof like this, it's going to be too dark. And you're going to say, but you just said it's going to burn down, and it could, but I'm going to buy a fire blanket so we can cover just the area where we're going to weld, and then we can just keep covering wherever we're going to weld. And if we see it's too hard, we can replace the tarp for some tiles, some panels, but for now it's gonna be the way it's gonna be. And the idea is to have some pallet wood. So during this week I already took a lot of pallets apart, and I managed to get some wood. I think it's enough, and we're gonna have pretty much a roof on the top of the metallic structure. You're gonna see.
So Duca is trusting me with his life. I'm gonna hoist him up with the forklift. I don't know why he trusts me, but he does. So let's go.
I hope I survive. Hopefully I survive. I don't know if I ever properly introduced Kobe. Kobe is someone that sent him an email. He's from Belgium also. And when we moved to Belgium, he sent me an email saying he's also a sailor and he is young and he wants to learn things about building boats. And he has a smaller 24 foot boat that he almost was free, right? Or close to free.
€1.
€1. So yeah,
€1.
was free. So he got a free boat and he rebuilt that boat and he wanted to see what's like to rebuild or to build a bigger boat. And he, every now and then when he has free time from his work, he comes to help us out, and he lives like an hour and a half from here.
Yes, that's right.
So it's not every week that he can come, but anytime he comes, it's always helpful. Yeah. And today we built the structure of the roof that is not 100% done yet because I need to cover, but Kobe has a birthday party, so I'm not gonna take him from the birthday party.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, it's looking awesome for now. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
See you the next time soon.
Always good to be here.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, for who likes boats and is dreaming on having a boat and traveling, just to work on a boat, sometimes it's good fuel for the dream, I think, in my opinion. True. You just like, you keep seeing in a boat and you work on a boat and you see this beauty and you feel like going sailing and you just,
I'm already dreaming of seeing this bad boy in the water.
Soon. See you guys tomorrow. You're done. Just in time for my visitor. He always liked to come in the afternoon to work with Daddy. Say hi to the camera. Hello. So, the structure for the roof is ready, except one little, it's always like that, you always leave a little tail behind, and the problem is that this little tail, it means that I need to get the forklift because it's right on the center, on the high spot where I cannot reach without the forklift. So the entire wood structure is done, but once I finish, I realize how much stiffer the structure is. The metal structure was already strong enough, it's stable enough and would not fall for sure. But once I put the wood in place, this is just a completely different story. It's so stable.
That's great.
Yeah, it's like really, really strong.
And everything works together actually.
Yeah, except one beam.
Yeah. I know.
So I don't know if you see, but we have two beams on the center, and one of the beam is attached to the wooden structure of the roof. The other one is just floating. And now that one is attached to the roof and the other one is floating, I can tell how much more stiff it is. The floating one, you can tell it moves a lot. It's not gonna fall. It's just vibrates a little bit. But I mean, I'm doing all this. I'm gonna tie that to the roof also. Why not? I'm gonna. Yeah, I think we can show the before and after. I think it was gonna make a huge difference. Just a little trim of wood. So let's do the before and after. Check this out. That's the stiff one. That's the loose one. So the stiff one is attached to all the wooden structure. The other one is just floating here. And as you can tell, there is a huge difference. Let's change that. As you can see, there is a huge difference. So now I'm really confident that this will work. So next step, the top. Good morning. I have a help back.
Hello.
Yeah, so today we are going to install the panels on the side of the shed extension. As you can tell, the wood structure is already just waiting for the metal plates to close. The reason for that is because in order to weld the boat, we need to avoid wind. Otherwise, the wind takes the gas out of the weld and then the weld doesn't work. So we need to have a way of having a shade for the wind and for the rain. For the rain, I think the top's enough. It doesn't rain on the boat right now, but it still has a lot of wind all the time, so let's fix that. That's so awesome. It actually looks like a shed extension now. Professional one, huh?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, the top is a plastic, but it's all good. If it doesn't work in the future, we can always put just some plastic roof material, but it's much cheaper like this, and I think it's gonna last, so it's all good. The last step we need to do in order to actually finish this project is to find a way of closing the front part. That's the tricky one because it's a really long and high surface, so that's 5.4 meters wide by 4 meters high, but we need to close in a way that we can open, because here is how we're gonna put the material inside the boat. For example, if we bring the engine of the boat, the forklift is gonna go here. If we bring the cabinets, the forklift is gonna go here. So that means it needs to be in a way that's closed, but also in a way that we can open. So I don't know. As you can tell, I changed my mind about building a gate in front of the shed, and the reason for that is because from now on we want to prioritize working in the boat, and this week was a really productive one, welding the cockpit. Yes, we are back on the build. That's so awesome. We're going to talk about that next week.
Usually the wind is not coming into this direction.
Yeah, it's like sideways, so that's pretty much enough. So far it was good, and this week was really windy and rainy, and we could weld on wind and on rain, and that's so awesome. But today there is something more important than the wind, more important than the rain, more important than everything else. What's today, Oli? Tell them.
He's telling them already. He's turning 1 today.
Yeah, today is Oli's first birthday. That's so awesome. He is a little boy now. Yeah? You're a little boy now? Oh, he's sleepy. So, time to go. We need to celebrate Oli's birthday. We see you guys on the next one, and the next one there will be a lot of welding because it was a really long week this week. I'm so excited. See you guys next one.